Hello everyone, my name is Cami and welcome to my channel, Key to Disney. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. On my channel, we do mainly Disney content with a sprinkle of Bath & Body Works, but in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my fantasy pin collection. I have recently been getting into fantasy pins and I love the creativity and the different kind of pins that fantasy pin creators create, and I thought I would show you guys my collection. Before we jump into showing you the pins, I do want to explain what fantasy pins are, because some people might not know what fantasy pins are. So there of course are authentic Disney pins that are like by Loungefly, Disney themselves, Pink a la Mode. Those are Disney licensed pins that you could trade in the park, and fantasy pins are pins that are not licensed by Disney and they cannot be traded in the parks, and they are created by small shops like on Etsy, on Instagram, and even Pop Shop Live. So I think that's really cool. Okay, so let's get started. So this is my fantasy pin board. I got this little hexagon, is that the shape, board from Target. It was like relatively cheap. A few of these pins are outliers and aren't normally on my fantasy pin board, but I wanted to show you all the fantasy pins that I have in my collection. Okay, so the first three pins I'm going to show you are all from Bright Suns Co. and they are all like Marvel themed. I did not pick these out myself. These are mystery pins, but I still love them. So over here we have Welcome to Wakanda. This is like a low-key one and it says this is the TVA. And then this one says Say Hello to Asgard. So these are Marvel pins and they're super cool, again from Bright Suns Co. I figured I would show you all of the rest of my Bright Suns Co. pins. So over here we have this Life is the Bubbles one, which is super cute. This one says Get Lit and it is a Hocus Pocus pin. This one says Snackland and it's like a cute little popcorn bucket. This one says Let's Go to Critter Country, which is Splash Mountain. And then this one says Greetings from the Future, and this is Space Mountain. And these two are probably my favorite pins from Bright Suns Co. So I'll link her Instagram down in the description below so you can check out all her amazing fantasy pins. Fantasy pins range from like $8 to $150. I've seen these really jumbo pins from like D. Chris pins, I believe, and her pins are like $95. So it really just depends. And then these pins I think cost like around $12, but I got them on like a deal for like $2 mystery B grade pins. And let me explain the different grades of fantasy pins. They are like different quality of pins. B grade pins are like the top tier, most perfect pins that you can get from them. And then B grade have like some minor flaws, and then they go all the way to F grade, I think. I've personally only seen A, B, C grade pins, and they usually vary in price. The A grade are going to be the most expensive, then B grade, then C grade, just because as you get lower into the alphabet or farther down into the alphabet, the more flaws they have with them. But these ones were B grade pins, and honestly 90% of them that I got in the fantasy pin unboxing, which I'll link up here or down in the description below, I didn't see anything wrong with them. So those were all the pins that I have from Bright Suns Co. Moving on to just some miscellaneous pins in my fantasy pin collection. We have this like Mighty Ducks Starbucks pin. This is from the PinLounge. And then we have this beautiful heart Nightmare Before Christmas pin that I was graciously gifted by my friends Andrea and Lara over at our Castle Life, and I believe this is from Castle Babe. I think that one's from Castle Babe. Sometimes the pin sellers have like their little logo on the back, which I appreciate because sometimes I forget, but these are two more of my pins. Moving on to one of my favorite fantasy pin sellers. As you can tell, I have quite a few of them. These are all from the small shop Charmed and Cozy, which I bought all of these pins from Pop Shop Live, and these were all so affordable. Some of them were like the $5 random plays that she has, and then some of them are like $10 to $15, no, $10 to $18, I believe it is, because I think these moving pins are $18. But I'm gonna go through these relatively quick This top one is a cute little Mickey gingerbread. Then we have a super cute Tower of Terror, a Jungle Cruise pin, which I think this is like a Christmas Jungle Cruise pin, but I can't really remember. This is Bruni. This one says Tomorrowland. This pin is my favorite pin from her. It is the 50th anniversary pin, and the little railroad train here moves, but because it's on my board, it doesn't move very well. Here's another Tower of Terror pin, and then this says Taste Your Way Around the World, and it's got Remy on it. Super cute. Then we have this really fun Dole Whip. I believe this one is Alice in Wonderland. We've got this really cute Mickey dinosaur, and then last but not least, we have a beautiful Animal Kingdom pin. So those were all from the small shop, Charmed and Cozy. Moving on to my final two fantasy pins are these absolutely stunning Princess and the Frog pins. I actually won these in a giveaway, and these were the pins that kind of started me in the fantasy pin world. I believe these were my first fantasy pins I've ever gotten, and these are absolutely jumbo, and these have kind of started my obsession with fantasy pins because these are gorgeous. This one is of Tiana, and this is from Tired Mothers Designs, and then this one is of Dr. Facilier, and this is from WindellCustoms. I will link both of them down in the description below, and I do want to show you the back of this pin because this small shop has like imprinted her little logo, and fantasy pins like of this size typically have an LE, and this one has an LE of 50, so that means there are only 50 of these pins made. So I just can't get over how gorgeous this pin is, and this actually sits in the middle of my Tiana pin board. But that is everything in my fantasy pin collection. If you guys liked seeing this, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below, do you collect fantasy pins? I was like straying away from fantasy pins for the longest time because I was under the impression that all fantasy pins were like $80, and that's not the case. Literally all of these pins are all under $15 a piece, so that is super affordable and on par with the Disney Parks pins prices. So if you haven't gotten any fantasy pins, I definitely recommend all these different fantasy pin creators that I'll link down in the description below. And if you like seeing my face at Disney or Bath & Body Works content, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button because it's free to you and it helps me out so much, and we are getting so close to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks again, you guys, for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!